Take it
Welcome
away.
back, whoever
Start,
enjoyed.
start that again. Start that
Start
again.
again, start
I can't
again.
believe people are back for this. Listen to us. I think this is the pyramid.
Yeah, if anyone actually enjoyed our pod one, welcome back. We do actually appreciate that, and please like, comment, subscribe. Share it with a friend who you think enjoys this sort of content, and I'm sure, and give us feedback. Actually, you know what? That's probably more important than comments and stuff. Just let us know what could make it fun. If you make it shorter, longer, any
Yeah.
topic suggestions,
Yeah.
How much
anything
we're
of that
waffling.
sort. Yeah, if we're waffling too much, and
Tell
any
us what we're
feedback at
doing
all,
wrong.
we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
Because
this
we love
is
criticism. We love criticism.
so yeah, welcome back. So episode 2 of Flawless, and yeah, we have the same people back again. We have on my screen now on my top left we have Raji, we have
Yo.
Unmesh, and we have Priyam. Um,
See?
and yeah, in light of whenever you see this, the January transfer window would have wrapped up. We are, as we record this, we are 48 hours before it closes, I believe. So yeah, there might be some crazy updates that happen before you see this, but for now we will be talking about the information we have, sort of what we think each team has done, what they should be doing, and how we think they'll fare for the rest of the season, considering the way their Jan transfer window has gone. So yeah, I'll pass it over to Raji to take it from here and sort of discuss the transfer window so far.
Yep. So welcome back, everyone. So I think we're going for a review of the January transfer window for all the teams and what it means for them for the rest of the season. And I think it'll be interesting. We're just going to talk about briefly what they can do, what they could have done, what they didn't do. Especially in the case of Arsenal, they didn't do anything. But anyways, so I guess we'll start off with Priyam.
So now we'll first go through Leicester. So Leicester is one of my club. I'll just start off by saying yo-yo club for me. On this is the team on 26th December against Man City. They got 6-3. They held 6. On 28th December, they go on and win 1-0 against Liverpool. They kept a clean sheet and they got pumped 6 the game before that. I'll just start off by saying yo-yo club. But they had a great win. Let me just mention it. 4-2 United. Good game, great game. Enjoyed every bit of it. For that, so let me start off by who they bought in this year in Jordan. They bought in Dhaka. They bought in Westergaard. And they brought in Ryan. And along with that, they bought in Lukman. All these guys, they saw exciting players, good buys. And they bought in another hidden gem called Somar, 20 years of age yet. Sorry, he was 20 years old. 22, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. All of these buys, I really had high hopes for them, especially because of how they played. For Leicester, I feel like every time this happens, like past 2 seasons, they've been doing well, and then towards the end, they just bottle it. But this season, they looked okay, but unfortunately, injuries. Barnes injured, Vardy injured, James Justin injured, and one of their best signings, Kofal injured as well.
They're low-key the biggest.
So they've been
burden.
unlucky with injuries.
Yeah.
Uh, I bet. I think after Spurs though.
Yeah, it's tough.
So they actually haven't done anything yet, but I didn't agree with their transfer move to send Under on loan. They bought him. I thought they actually needed him, and then they sent him on loan.
I actually
I'm not.
expected more.
I
He
didn't.
was.
I don't know.
He has been underwhelming. I think he needs more
Yeah.
game time. That he'll
I
get this
think-
elsewhere.
No name puns here. No name puns here.
He's been underperformed.
Under.
I think yeah. I don't think. Where do you think they're gonna finish the season now?
Realistically, how it's going for them, I think 8th.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Even
pretty
I
high.
think
Just
that's
because of
high,
how good
yeah.
the other teams have been.
I think that's high too.
Okay,
I
I'm being
think-
optimistic to the fact that they don't get injuries now. Everyone
Yeah.
comes back.
Yeah, injury is the main
Yeah,
issue,
and-
and they haven't bought anyone this window, have they? Like not
Yep,
not
they
sort
haven't.
of
They haven't.
significant. Yeah.
Westergaard, I thought will solidify them.
Yeah.
Underwhelming, to
People,
be honest.
I was actually
Daka looks good.
scared for Southampton that they lost to Westergaard. But
Mm.
yeah, on that note, yeah, I mean, Southampton have.
And Ndidi. And Ndidi as well is at AFCON, so that's another
Yeah.
loss.
I
for
actually
them.
think Ndidi is the most key player in that team, and yeah, I think
Ndidi
anytime
Yes,
Ndidi
is
does.
he
big
is.
baller,
He is.
man.
But
Big
you see,
baller. Tillmans is the goat. But yeah, Ndidi's very good.
so coming down to the transfers I thought for them.
Yeah, go on.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go on.
Yeah,
You're good.
I still think it.
So coming down to the transfers I thought for them, out there one, Zakaria. I really rate him. Every time I watch him, he looks comfortable on the ball. Like I said, indeed he's going to AFCON, they have no one. I feel like that's a great buy for them. He's not looking that expensive on the market because he's a free agent basically at the end of this season as well.
Yeah, and I think Tielemans is gonna leave, so I think if they can.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
he'll
I never
go
knew that.
take money for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Sumare is a good buy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
What they don't have is a left back. They're really struggling in the left back position. So, just thinking of how much they don't like to spend and such, I went for Telefico. Sorry,
Alafico.
Telefico.
Nicolas.
Short-term
that's fair.
contract. He's 30, but he can do a job for them for a while. Maybe he has 2 years good on him. If you see him play, he's solid. He reminds me a bit of like Tierney. It says what he does on the paper. He's good going forward. He's nothing crazy, but he does what it says on the paper. So I think it's a really good buy for them. You guys can contribute any random ones.
Where does
you have
James
or any
Justin play?
suggestions.
He's a left
James
back.
Justin plays on the right,
Fair.
but he's
fair.
playing on
Yeah,
the
that's,
right.
that's a fair shot then.
He
I
can
guess
play
that's
both
fair.
sides.
Yeah.
Did he play left back most of last season?
But the
That's what I was
problem with
thinking.
left back is he's
Right back
injured
was
also as well.
who is right back? Ricardo Pereira.
Castagna.
Hmm.
Ricardo Pereira
He was
injured
the
also. You see,
Castagna,
they have too many injuries.
They also have Ryan
Fair.
Bertrand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Robert is being he's putting
Ryan
he's putting
Bertrand,
up a shift.
do you guys really want to? If they're seriously trying to make a push for top 6, I don't think he's. the
No,
right
I
answer.
mean I feel
He's a squad rotation player, and he's a
Yeah.
decent squad rotation.
he's as good
Yeah,
as
fair.
Tagliafico, I guess.
player.
Okay, so we wrap it up quickly. Do you think they'll stay in the top 10 this season?
No.
I think they will. I think they'll hang on to 10th.
I think
They're
they will.
10th currently, and I think they'll be 9th to 10th.
I feel like they won't be above 10 if anything. I feel like
Yeah,
Villa's
yeah.
coming up.
I
Palace is
don't
coming
think
up.
they're going any higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Oh, cool. I think we can move on to the next team. We're
Yep.
just
All right.
in keeping
This
time.
is the team to get them because I really want to discuss their transfers. Aston Villa. These guys have made a killing by selling Grealish. I think that was the best transfer of the window, I would argue, for how much it's helped them.
Yeah.
They've got in Callum Chambers. They needed some help at the back. I'm going to start off with Callum Chambers, good player, decent rotation, squad player. Another player that does the job. Then they went and got Lucas Digne. I know he's not had the best time at Everton, but he's still class. He has
He's a
he has
top
a
player.
great delivery on his left foot.
Goal
He's a
assist
great
in his
player.
first game.
Yeah.
Then they bought Ings as well. Sorry. Ings, another good buy. A bit underwhelming. I thought he'll do better because he's Premier League ready, and after the season he had at Southampton,
Yeah, I
a bit
agree.
underwhelming. And then they bought Leon Bailey. Guys, he's not even touched the pitch yet, I feel like. But
Big
he
ball
looks
though.
exciting. He's looks exciting. He has the trickery, he has the footwork. He looks like an exciting guy when he starts playing. But another good buy. And then the biggest hype, everyone wanted him. Aston Villa got him. But the guy has come with a lot of hype. For me, I'm still reserved on him. He's not just shown that he's levels apart or anything. But he's apparently, from what everyone says, he's going to be great.
No, he's supposed to be hype apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. He's mad.
Everyone wanted him, and they
You
got
know-
the signature. I was actually shocked that he went there.
The Villa's best signing
And then
is Steven Gerrard.
let's.
Yeah. Fact. What a beast.
Funny enough, I have him in my transfers as one of these best signings. And then just let's talk about the main man they've got. The guy who's bought all the hype here. Philip freaking Coutinho back in the Premier League, guys. Comes
Yeah,
out
that's
first game,
the
it was written at
elite.
the stars. Comes out first game, assist, goal against United, bang. Finish. The guy has brought some excitement back to them. I know one of our panels here, he's not going to enjoy this, but he's
Move
back.
on.
And he hits-
Move on.
So Stevie G, like I said, doing a good job. They have Ramsey, which was a great from the academy, a great find for them. So they're really looking forward. If I just had to say someone, just to throw a name out there, I said Papu Gomez to play as a second striker, in case because if you see forwards, they only have Oli Watkins and Ings. Papu
Yeah.
Gomez, just a random one throw out there.
They bring
It cost them
experience.
about 6 million. And I think they should do a loan deal on Ruben Loftus-Cheek again. Because I feel like in midfield they're still lacking. As in, if someone gets injured, one of their starters, there's lacking a bit.
Where do you think they'll finish?
And then out there, I threw Wendell.
No, that's
If
fine.
you guys have any of the quick transfers, otherwise I'm done on those guys.
No, I think that's
I
Villa
think
fair.
Villa-
I think just what position do you guys think Villa's finishing this season?
I believe top 10. Probably eight,
I think
nine.
I'd be surprised if they finish below 10. They're just the team they have. I think
You
they
know,
have.
it's really funny. I really thought Villa is overhyped at the start of the season, and I still feel that. But because they have Gerrard, I really rate Gerrard. I rated him as a player.
He did bits and ranges, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
but
I
I think
mean-
Villa, it reminds me of Stoke City from 3 years ago when they had all these Champions League players.
Oh,
from
shit,
Boyan, Kirik.
Yeah.
It's a
Ryan
lot of-
Shawcross, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Captain.
above average players who are joining the team randomly. But I think Gerrard
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. So I think the signings they've made in this window has actually been good. But as a team, I don't know. I'm still jury's out.
Just on the Gerrard point, the guy went unbeaten in his first full managerial career. The guy, he has something about him.
Yeah.
No, he's sick. I think they finished top 10. I'll be surprised if
I
they
think
don't.
because of Gerrard, they do finish top 10.
No, 100%. I think, and he signed Digne, as we talked about. He has a certain style of playing, and I think he's bought players to work with that. So
Didn't
Yeah.
you?
yeah, it's a hype thing. All right, cool. I think we can move on to the next team then.
All right. Moving on to the next team, Crystal Palace. Shout out to Patrick Vieira, first of all. Great job, as you can see how he started off. Credit to him, because this team was in shambles when Roy Hodgson left them. I didn't think they'll do this well. Credit to him. Injuries here and there, but mainly I feel they've not done much in the window as of yet and stuff. But they found a great player in Gallagher. Eze is doing really well for them. Another one they did well on them. And as rightfully mentioned in our last podcast, Edward, even he's been a great player for them.
There's also Olise is good for them actually.
In terms of
I love
who they
Olise.
can
Olise
get,
is good.
I went for an out there one, Musa Dembele as a striker. I feel like they're really lacking a good striker. Musa
Olise's not a
Dembele,
bad
I feel like he's been in the radar here and there. I feel like he could really help them. Then I went for another solid signing for them. I feel like their defense is the most boring thing you'll ever see. I looked at those names and I was just like, there's no one exciting there.
Yeah, 100%.
So who I went for them is Kevin Mbabu. Solid player. He can attack as well. Could be it's a bit out there, plays well. Or if they get lucky, this is what I would like to see potentially. Get Liverpool on loan from Liverpool.
Get who?
I don't think Liverpool will go for it.
From Southampton.
Liverpool.
Southampton. Chelsea, Southampton.
No. Is it
Oh, Lovren.
Livramento.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Lovren left, though, didn't he?
With Livramento, yeah, then
Oh,
it's
sorry.
Southampton.
Gino Livramento, yeah, Southampton, man.
No, who's the guy
Chelsea
who's been
or
covering up for them right now from Liverpool? Their left back. Oh, sorry, Tsimikas. Sorry.
Oh, Tsimikas.
Ah, Simi. Yeah.
Tsimikas. Sorry. My bad on that one. Yeah, if they could get him on loan, I really feel like they need to gain something up in their defense. They're too boring. There's nothing there.
I think what they're doing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, Mitchell, though. Mitchell is exciting. Tyreek Mitchell.
I think what they're doing is they've got these young centre backs and young players, and considering how the age was rising for the team with MacArthur and all these players,
James Tompkins.
Tompkins. They've done a good job, and now they play out of the back. The goal they scored against Brighton. Wow.
No, that's sick.
That's okay.
True. Any random suggestions you have for their transfers? Mine were Kevin Mbabu and Musa Dembele.
No, honestly, that's way
I
better.
actually
than
like
whatever.
Mbabu.
Yeah,
He has
Mbabu's a good
experience, but
That's a
I
good
doubt
shout.
he'll ever leave.
Do you guys think Palace finishes top 10?
No.
No.
I think
They
next
do.
season, maybe.
I think they'll finish.
I feel like
to,
I don't think it's they don't have the ability. I just feel like the teams that are above them are stronger. Like
Yeah.
without a doubt.
And
They're
I
an
think they're getting
exciting
used to the
team, yeah.
manager, the new team as
Yeah.
well. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully eventually they come like at least top 12, top 10 sort of consistently
Yeah.
with the team they're building. Fair.
the next team I had, anyways, is Brentford. We're just gonna quickly run through this one because the only thing I could find on them trending right now is that Ivan Toney is apparently getting released by them. The guy got caught up.
Controversy.
You never know what this girl, man. These ladies will get you end your career, man. But anyways, so that's the only thing trending on him. But yeah, interesting enough, I would love to see this happen. Ericsson on loan till end of the season. Could be Ericsson back on his.
I think he's
If he can bring
really
it up.
return.
He's a free agent.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not played
Yeah.
since the incident happened
Since
with
the
at the
Euros.
Denmark game.
Yeah. He's training at the minute at Ajax, but
yeah.
I think he'll be good on loan. John, apparently they're going for a player from Nottingham Forest, Johnson. I don't know much about him, but he's the one who's they're rumored to sign this window. And that's pretty much it. The problem with suggesting a transfer for them for me was their model is very different. As Amule and Raji, I think, will surely take you on one of the podcasts through their model. The model is very different for signing. You can't just say a player
It's
for
a very
them. So
data analytic
that's why.
based model.
Yeah.
And they believe
It's a great
Young
model.
Yeah, so I've left that one open for them because for all you know, these guys will sign the most random player. So I've not suggested
that is their strategy, right? It's
They
like
have
taking
they're
players that
having
are
a
under
great
the
season. If
on
you
the
ask
radar.
me, they're having a great season.
Yeah.
And I think
I think
they've already achieved
people who
what they
didn't
had
know.
to. Yeah.
I think if they stay in the Premier League, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ivan Toney for me a bit underwhelming for all the hype he came with. I really backed the
without a
guy.
doubt.
Everything was in his favor. I saw him play a few games in Championship. He looked really good. I thought he had a bit more about him, but I guess
I
first
think
season in the Premier
He'll
League.
come good. Yeah. He'll come good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You guys think they stay up this season?
Yeah.
Moving
They're
on to
still
the
for
most
sure.
interesting and underwhelming team of this season for me, after the season they had last year, Everton. I mean, these guys, last season they were on fire. They looked like a sure contention for Europa League, even the way they were going. But I guess when that Real call comes, it's hard to say no. It's hard to say no. But anyway, they went and got. I forgot his name. Just remind me his name.
Abdullah Correct.
No, their manager. Who did they have?
Lampard.
Yes,
But
Rafa
Benitez before
Benitez.
this, yeah.
These guys were so down bad they went and got their rival fan manager. So I don't know about this guy, but still,
that never
they
played
made
well.
they made some pretty good signings. If you look at that, Allen, Tukore, I thought those were good signings. They got Keane, and then they sent him out on loan. I don't know how that one works. So what I feel like they're lacking now is, of course, the left back because they sold Digne. They're really lacking him. They're lacking one more midfielder, but not really a box-to-box or a holding midfielder, more of an attacking one. I don't think they have any creativity left in their team.
Yeah,
And
I can't
funny
believe
enough,
James Rodriguez, what's happened to him.
Yeah.
I think
And
Rafa
man,
Benitez
I think he got.
burnt many bridges with Rodriguez and Digne, and
Yeah.
he left.
Yeah.
and
Where's
then-
Sigurdsson now? Is he like I'm not?
No,
this
we
is what-
can't talk about Sigurdsson.
You know what the funny thing is? Rafa Benitez is sacked, and Digne left just literally because of him. They let go of such a good players to adjust for the manager. Like, I don't understand who's running. It is what it is. Attack solid. I mean, they have DCL, Richarlison, but again, underwhelming. Last season, Gray looked good, and again, underwhelming this season. I thought he had something about him, but for now, he's not really shown. But maybe it's because of just how the team is playing overall.
I think the one thing that probably is the most important is what we've learned today, their new manager, or to be their new manager.
Oh yes,
Frank
Frank
Lampard.
Lampard.
exciting times.
Frankie.
Thoughts on him?
I think he's.
I like him, man.
Yeah.
Relative
I'm
to
not
Benitez,
for
I
him.
would take him just because of, just the way Everton is. I feel like
just because of where Everton is, and you think about where Chelsea was, and now you think where Everton is. Everton is in a worse state, worse players. I don't think he's got it in him. Unfortunately, not all.
He also
good
doesn't have the
players turn out
experience,
to
I
be
guess, of
great
turning around a
managers.
club.
I
So
think
Yeah.
he did.
He doesn't
well.
have it. It's
What
He did
what-
well at Chelsea, man.
what he did under, like, yeah, people forget that he really got
no.
the
He
young
did well. That's why I
players.
said. Mm. Just
Jamie
because of
can't
where
do it.
Everton is the problem. I feel.
I think
I'm not saying
Everton
he's not
need
good enough, but not for Everton.
Everton actually need a manager who's not a big ego, who's not, well, maybe
Yeah.
people would say
Yeah.
Frank Lampard is a big ego, but someone who's not a big name in the managerial industry. Someone they've been throwing money out at just big players, just
big managers,
names.
yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
Allen from
True.
Napoli, not Napoli, sorry,
Moise
was it
Keane.
Napoli?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Napoli.
Napoli. Yeah,
Allen from
and he
Napoli.
was really good. But they're
Yeah.
just picking players out of the blue, like signing so many random players for really expensive prices. So I
One
think
transfer you would give them this window though, before Monday.
I think they have the team. I actually think they have the team. So I think if again left back, if I don't know who's out there, Simicast
Yeah.
maybe if they want to give one more rival, but yeah, I doubt that ever happens.
Yeah,
But
but I think the
yeah, if they find some cheap bargain on a left back,
I
he
think
is
the
a
left
big
back
loss.
has
I
to be
feel
their
like
priority.
yeah, I think it was very
Yeah.
it wasn't a good way
Coleman's
that went
getting
down.
goal.
yeah. Anyways,
I think
I
we'll-
guess that's on Everton.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can move on.
Will they stay up? Will Everton stay up? Or are they getting relegated?
I mean, you want to see if we see
No, I think they have to.
Lampard,
They're staying up,
DCL,
man.
all these kind of people getting relegated. I think it'll be embarrassing.
I want to see them.
I would love to
relegated.
see it for an entertainment
Yeah,
point of view.
I
But
really wish DCL picks up his season, man. I really liked him.
yeah,
As Raji will remember, last year, I think we were the only two
Oh,
people who
boy.
took a chance on him, and he came off with great returns. I'd love to see him do well again.
This guy's selfish, man. This
I mean,
guy's
he was
greedy.
fighting for England spot. at
What's
the
up with the
point.
point?
Anyways, let's move on to the next team.
All right.
Yeah.
Prem, you have any more?
I think Priyam is done.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. So that's what we have. Well, who do you think finishes the highest out of the teams you had? So
Villa.
Villa.
I would say
also
Villa. I'm just biased a
Yeah.
bit, but maybe it's the Phil
I'll
Coutinho
still
transfer
say
still in my head.
Leicester.
yeah,
But I feel
I think it'd be exciting to see Everton not finish last from the batch Priyam went through.
yeah. But
Yeah, that'll be a
Brentford
shock.
finishing above them is a guarantee. I think
Yeah,
we can give it.
yeah, it'll be interesting. Actually, I would love to see Everton turn it around. I want to see them have a great second.
I
half.
actually
guys, I want
don't
to see
mind
Villa
that.
do well. I want to see Phil Coutinho do well, man.
Nah, I think Villa is
I would love
balling,
to see
man.
Villa do well.
I just
Bro,
I
their
hope
players
they
are
pop
so
off.
exciting. I don't care even if they
Yeah.
get trashed, bro. Their
I'm actually going to
players
be
are so
watching Villa
exciting
games
right
every weekend.
now. 100%. You
But he
have
can't,
to
man.
for the right
But
to
he
cut it,
Felipe,
bro.
I couldn't see him at Barca, so hopefully I can see him at
Yeah.
Villa. Yeah, we can move on, I guess.
Yeah. So moving on from the mid-table to now at the top of the table, we have Amune giving us the insight.
Awesome. Cool. I'll go from top down. I'll start with current projected champions. I do want to say that I think the table is tighter than people assume it is. I think Liverpool are 9 points and a game in hand behind, so potentially 6. I think game's still on, but yeah, in terms of transfer window, how the January transfers window has been, I think teams pretty solid. They don't really need much. As we were talking about, Guardiola has proven that you don't need a striker to be a winning team. I don't know in the Champions League how that'll help them, but I think they're doing well in the Premier League. I think, again, I feel like their goal still is to sign a big striker, your Haaland or whatever might be in the summer, and I think they're still gearing up for that. But yeah, I think they're just saving cash for Haaland. But in terms of transfers out, I think Torres was one of the first people who left. He left for, I think, 46 million. And I don't know if you guys have been reading, but they signed this Argentinian striker called
Yeah.
Julian Alvarez
Alvarez.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
18
what
million.
a baller.
Yeah. So,
Alvarez is
yeah,
a
so I think he's staying on loan at River Plate until the end of the season, and then he'll come into.
Yep.
And I think I was reading that they expect him to be like a future star or for the future kind of player. So this doesn't hinder their plans for actually going for a top striker come the summer. And yeah, funny. I was reading as well that they go ahead.
Sorry, I actually think they're going to start phasing out Mahrez. I feel like he's
Interesting.
Pep has always had a love-hate relationship with Mahrez.
Yeah, I feel like Mahrez he's been slightly in his good books this season, but yeah, I feel like the problem with City is just they have such too many people competing for the same spot.
Too many players, too much money, more problems.
But let's see. You know, like this is testing time start now for City when they have all big games, Champions League with big teams, what they actually
Surely.
want now at this point is the Champions
Surely
League.
they have
So
to win this
Amule,
season.
do they win the Champions League? Do they win the Champions League?
we'll have a pod regarding predicting Champions League, but it'll be disappointing if they don't make it to the finals. At least I think, at least for the team they have this season.
Yeah. So I guess
that's
are
what
we
I
I
saying
think that was
City-
every season.
Are we, are we saying City are the champions?
That's what I'm saying. I
I
feel like
think so.
it's. I think it's
think so.
gone. I think it's easier said than done at this point. I feel like there is still a while left,
I agree,
and
but
Liverpool
it's-
are going to have a full 11. But yeah, I feel like they'll take it. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
they'll
think
take
it's
it.
already
But
I
yeah,
think so.
just one interesting fact in terms of the Jan transfer window is that they're actually monitoring Dybala for some reason. I was just reading, but hopefully that's just rumors
Vlahovic.
and it's nothing true. Yeah, Vlahovic is
Vlahovic going to Juve
Juve.
Vlahovic.
has freed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dybala has not been having a good time ever since Ronaldo joined.
yeah, facts.
So it's-
But I mean, this season he was made captain. He's kind of leading the line now.
Yeah.
But still,
I
Yeah,
think
but I
he
think
needs to
nothing
go.
else in terms of City. I was just the random shout would be like to take Oba on loan for the rest of the season, but I think
No
he's going to go to Saudi.
No thanks.
Anyways, I'll move on to the next team, which is I'll go to Chelsea first, and I'll speak to Liverpool after that because I feel like Chelsea more so not had activity, but I feel like this is the team that should have had some sort of activity. I was reading recently that they are signing a guy from Monaco called I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Schumann,
Oh,
how you
Chumaini.
pronounce it, but apparently
Chumaini.
apparently it's like a
Chumaini.
$70 million deal, and I think the hypothesis is that Kante is getting older, Shukini is getting slightly older. I
Are
think
they really linked with him?
yeah, I was reading earlier today that he's bidding. But yeah, they have strong sentiments, but I think just because of Kovacic and everything, just aging.
I knew
it's
he's a
future.
baller, but 70 million. 70
I think it's
million.
a age prospect
Age
thing.
thing, yeah. It's like Kamavinga.
Mm.
And people say
And I think sort of
That's
what's
good.
more interesting is sort of their transfers out. I think Broha, who's playing at Southampton, is apparently going to move fully, might permanently leave Chelsea. I think didn't mention this at the Everton shout, but apparently Loftus-Cheek is being linked with Everton, with Lampard moving there now. So that's going to happen in the next couple of days. And yeah, I think what they need, I don't know, I feel like the team has a lot of gaping holes, but also have the people to cover it up that are not covering it up. They need the Ziyech's and the Pulisic and those like to pick up. And I feel like this team, if their strike force performs, can do a lot. And yeah, I think my suggestion for this team is to pick up Ousmane Dembele. I think he can play at the wing instead of Ziyech and the like. And no, I mainly say that because of Tuchel and Dembele's link up previously. I think that maybe it comes good again, and I would like to see Dembele balling to some extent. But yeah, I think that's Chelsea. You guys think they stay top 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
probably, yeah.
They
Yeah, I
asked
think
they
that's fair.
slipped up
Just-
recently.
just that.
But yeah.
I think I know you mentioned last pod they're two games away from from a sacking, but I also feel like they're potentially 2 games away from actually like sparking again.
Yeah.
So
that's
hopefully it'll be interesting to see what they do.
But for me, they have been the biggest. From being the champions of Europe, getting Lukaku, I really thought they'd give City a tough
Yeah,
fight.
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I thought they would be over Liverpool. I don't know if they'll. I don't
Yeah,
think
they
they'll
were-
I think
they were
the
second
hype-
in my
the hype
prediction
was
as well.
overstated. Definitely.
Yeah.
like big players have been underwhelming. Your Havertz, your Ziyech. But yeah,
Pulisic.
no, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on to Liverpool now. Not too much happening this window. I don't even think they have too many gaping holes. But the biggest news is definitely they got. I don't know if they got him or they're still getting him, but Luis Diaz. Yeah.
Luis Diaz, yeah.
Apparently, if they do sign him, it's a 5-year deal. And if that does end up happening, or if it has happened, I think they're going to be pushing out Origi and Minamino. I think those two are going to be looking for game time somewhere else. So I think that's what's happening. I don't know what they really need. I don't think they need anyone. That team's pretty solid. Maybe just people to rotate with on the bench. But I think the starting 11's pretty solid.
They need to get Salah signed in a long-term contract.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually the main.
I can't believe they're
That's
still debating it. Like,
I don't know. That's something I think is a full.
Give the man what he wants, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
honestly.
blank check. Like he's the best
Yeah.
player in the Premier League right now. Like
yeah, and he
I don't know why
he
people-
really likes playing. Like he loves playing. For Liverpool.
yeah,
So
facts.
Yeah.
it
No,
should
he's-
just give him what he wants. I think.
Yeah, and I think it's not like he's reached his peak yet. I feel. I mean, in terms of he still has some longevity to him. So
Yeah.
I think
100%.
Liverpool, I guess top two, and maybe the miracle happens, they win the league. That's
If
my
if
opinion.
if I think Thiago coming back from injury will also help them in the Champions League. I think.
Hopefully
Yeah.
Thiago plays well. I think he's not been as potential, but
Been very
hopefully
underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this season has
Yeah.
been amazing. Did you see
Yeah.
that goal he
Yeah.
scored?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, that was. Oh yeah.
UFO
No,
goal,
100%.
whatever it was called.
But yeah, my next two teams, maybe just quickly run over them. I don't think too much transfer activity has happened through them. Going now low into the table, I had Wolves. I think Wolves just signed like a 19-year-old South Korean international winger.
Yeah.
His name is Jeon Sang Bin.
Yeah, John Sungbeing. I think
and yeah,
1 million or something.
yeah, very cheap, but
They,
Yeah,
they also
but
signed Hwang Hee-chan on a permanent, isn't it?
yeah, they made him permanent transfer
Yeah.
Made
now.
it permanent.
Yeah. I think that's pretty decent considering Jimenez has been in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what's been more interesting for them has been their transfers out. So of course, weirdly enough, Adama Traore to Barcelona. Apparently, he had a deal from Spurs for 120k and turned that down for 15k at Barca.
Okay.
I don't get that, but
Tottenham Hotspur. Wow.
It's a loan for now, yeah.
yeah, it's a
Loan
loan.
with
But then
option
I
to
think
buy.
they have a buyout clause of like
Oh,
30
okay, it's a loan.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a strict loan for
Yeah,
now.
there's
Oh,
there's a
okay.
buyout clause for 30 million in it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
Fair enough.
And then the usual talks every season: Ruben Neves to leave Wolves for a certain club. I think Arsenal in the mix this time. I feel some
United's there too.
United's in the
I
mix, but
really,
Yeah.
when I saw him first, I watched him in the Championship, and when I saw him first, I always thought he's a Pep player. Like in my mind, if I think of a Pep midfielder,
yeah,
it's Neves. Not because of any tactics or anything, just I don't know. It's a natural feeling. He's a great
no,
player.
makes sense.
I think it's about time he moves. Not
Yeah,
that,
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think
not
Wolves
that Wolves is a bad
challenging.
place to be, but I think for his ambitions, he should now step up.
Yeah, I think like
Yeah.
Neves is a great player. But yeah, no real suggestions on the team. I barely watch Wolves to be honest. I just know they're a very defensively set up team, and they seem
Yeah.
like they're ticking along well. So I think they're at like 7th, 8th right now. But
I'm really not sure.
Not sure, but they're doing
I
surprisingly.
thought they were lower.
I think they're 8th actually. Yeah,
Let me just have a look.
the 8th, and Brighton's 9th. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think if two people are to lose top 10, it's probably Brighton and Wolves. If they're like Villa or but yeah, I would like to see them keep the top 10. I think their defense has been strong. So yeah, my next team, that brings me on to my next team actually, which is Brighton. I saw Dan Burn is linked to Newcastle. He was initially linked a week ago. That got rejected. Now that's back on. So that might happen. Transfers in, nothing crazy. I think Potter's doing well with the team he has. The likes of Cucurella have shined this season, and I think they're good enough. They might stay top 10. I don't know what I feel about them staying in top 10. I just feel like Brighton's a boring team, but they still tick always. So I'm just hoping the more exciting teams do take that place. But yeah, I think they're doing well for what they are, and I won't spend too much time on them. And we'll move on to the next set of teams.
Yep.
Nice.
Who do you think? Well, obviously you had the top three, so give us your top three according to what.
I think it stays the way it is. I think City, Liverpool, Chelsea stays the way it is. And
Interesting.
then I think that there'll be those three, and then there'll be a big gap, and then 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah, I think Chelsea go above Liverpool eventually.
I don't
If
think so.
their players start ticking, I don't see a reason
Because
why not. But
Reece
it's just at
James
this point,
is touted to be back, isn't he? Soon.
1 month in a month,
Yeah, I think
1
so.
month still.
Yeah, and Ziyech is now doing something
Yeah.
slowly.
I want to see ZH ball, man. And Ajax, he was such a
Yeah,
baller.
I actually really like Ziyech. He's an
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Yeah.
fan,
I'm
pretty
a
sure.
I don't say. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I like
Plus,
Ziyech.
I mean, Salah and Mane are still at AFCON because Egypt
Yeah,
and
but they
Senegal
should
progressed.
be back before the next match.
Yeah, probably, or they'll miss one, something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, like my point is they won't be missing a lot. So like they'll come back
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. We can move on to the next part.